Hi everyone, I'm literally just back in through the door after my kind of first official hospital appointment. I know I had one like a couple of weeks ago. This one's sort of the kicking it all off, getting everything started appointment. We were expecting my period to show up on the 29th. Literally every month for the last 3 or 4 months I've been like clockwork. So of course the one that really counted didn't show up. On the 29th I was having cramping, I was sure it was imminent. I was doing all the usual things that kind of bring it on and nothing was working. A little bit of spotting but nothing that would actually constitute a real period. Ditto for Monday, which was the 30th, and then clearly my body just decided to end the month the way that it started. Got my period on the 1st of January. It showed up again on the 31st, so there was a quick phone call to the hospital to say it's arrived. I knew that I needed to have my baseline scan done on either the 2nd or 3rd day of my cycle, so I was kind of expecting it to be on Thursday. So to my surprise, when we got in contact yesterday, they said come in tomorrow, which was today. So we were there for 10:30 this morning, which meant a really early start. I didn't sleep very well last night, so you can probably see the bags underneath my eyes. The metformin has been making me really, really tired as well, so just everything at the moment feels like a massive effort. So I thought if I didn't do this video today, I probably wouldn't get it done. So we went over, and having an internal scan is never fun. It's even less fun when you're on your period. Normally my past ones have been done on day 3. This one was done on day 2, so things were even nastier. I'm not going to go into details on that, you can probably imagine. But on the whole, it wasn't that bad. The nurses are good. They're used to dealing with this sort of stuff. They don't say anything. They don't comment on it or anything. They're not looking at that area. They're looking inside that area. So it's not a huge deal, even if it feels like it at the time. But we got the results there and then of the scan. They had a little look at my lining, because obviously your lining needs to be a certain thickness before you can start. They want to make sure that it's nice and thin, which obviously the point of your period is to shed your lining. Mine was measuring slightly thicker than they would have liked. It was 11.7. I've not really had much problem with my lining in the past, so they weren't sure when I was going to start my stimulation injections. So she wanted to check with that, and we were told we'd get a phone call later on. The other thing that they check on this scan is your antral follicle count. These are the follicles that are just there in the background. Normally one of those, possibly 2, would develop an egg would mature in that follicle and it would be released on a normal cycle. Obviously IVF works to stimulate those antral follicles and make them all into active follicles. So they want to see how many you've got there, which gives the doctors sort of a better idea of how you're going to respond to the medication. On this side, my right hand side, she said that there were either 6 or 7 plus, which meant that there were 6 or 7 large follicles plus some light liars, which obviously the IVF drugs will stimulate those and make them bigger. On my left hand side, which I think she had a bit of trouble getting to at first, I think it was my left hand side that was like hidden round behind my uterus or something before. There was lots of uncomfortable manoeuvring, but she managed to find that one in the end. That one had 10 plus follicles, so we're looking at 16, 17 follicles plus some little ones, which I think is a fairly good number for starting IVF. So the other thing that they check is your blood. I think that's to check your estrogen, although I'm not 100% certain. The results obviously tell them what's going on in your body, what's going on with your hormones. So I didn't get an exact number from them, but they phoned me back later in the day to let me know the results. Which was basically, we're going to start our stimulation drugs tomorrow. And I got my goodie bag as well, which you can see here. So much fun walking through Glasgow knowing you're carrying a big box full of drugs and needles. Unpacking videos are always cool, so I'll just run through what we've got in here. First of all is more of the lovely metformin tablets. I've got enough left at the moment until Sunday, so these will obviously help me carry on through. I'm taking these until egg collection, so I might need some more depending on how long it takes on the stimulation drugs. First drug we've got is the Menopure. This is a massive box for basically this little teeny tiny bottle. It's supposed to be stored in the fridge, but because we obviously had a way to travel back to the island, she mixed it for us, which was lovely because it saves you the stress of having to do it yourself. And this is in a box which is full of syringes. Lots of little syringes. I'm starting on 150, I don't know, whatever it is, millilitres of the Menopure tomorrow. And I'll be taking that in the morning and the evening for the first 2 days. So I've actually got 2 boxes of this, and she mixed both of them up. That's a slightly smaller one. We did lots of calculations to make sure that we had enough to see us through, because obviously when you're as far away from the hospital as we are, you don't want to be running out at the last minute. So we've got that to start. First 2 days I'm going to be on 150 in the morning and 150 in the evening. And then on the 3rd day I take 150 in the morning, and then I go on to the Cetratide, which I've not actually had to play with this one yet, but I think this is the one that stops you from ovulating too early. And you've got a big needle. You pour the water into squirt the water into the powder, mix it up, switch syringes, draw it up into the needle, the amount that you need, inject it in, and that's you good to go. So along with that, we also have a nice new bag, which is a nice and easy way to store your bits and pieces that you need, your swabs, and of course the sharps bucket. So that was fun, walking through Glasgow with all of those bits and pieces. But yeah, that's basically us. We've got another appointment now on Wednesday, which will be another scan that will see how we're responding to the injections, double check that everything's going smoothly. What happened last time, I remember, is we had, the day that we started the stimulations, we then went back nearly a week later, had the first scan. We then had another appointment 2 days later, where they double checked everything, and then we got a call back to come in the following day as well, which was a Saturday, and at that point we were given our trigger injection to do the next day, and egg collection was on the day after that, the Tuesday. So at the moment we look set to follow the same pattern. I know that we had our first scan after we started the stims on the Wednesday. I know that we had our second scan after that on the Friday. We seem to be on track to repeat that, so fingers crossed we get as many eggs as we got last time, but I will keep you informed, and next time hopefully I won't be feeling quite so tired, so I'll be able to do a video showing our journey to the hospital as well. So yeah, I think that's it for today, so keep your fingers crossed, wish me good luck, because I'm going to start this tomorrow morning, and by the time you're watching this video, hopefully I will have done 2 or 3 of these. If you've got any questions or if you've got any comments, feel free to leave them. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you've got. Okay, thank you for listening, and see you in a few days. Bye!